So yeah, Furiosa, the box office, basically going to stop the next Mad Max movie, which is not it's not a huge surprise, of course. It's interesting. So basically, Furiosa and Mad Max: The Wasteland were written at the same time. I I theorize, I posit that Warner Brothers probably took Furiosa over Mad Max: The Wasteland due to how DEI funding goes with movie theaters at this stage, right? You know, movie studios, they want female empowerment, etc., etc. So I'd imagine they'd have gone to George Miller, hey, what do you have? And he goes, well, I got these two movies, I got these two scripts. You know, Mad Max: The Wasteland, and they're like, yeah, no, it's a bit mad, you know, it's a bit manly that. I've got Furiosa, and they were like, yeah, we'll do with that one. And so obviously it's bombed. You know, it's not done very well at all. It was never going to do massively well anyway, but it has bombed. Even though it is as much a Dementis movie as it is a Furiosa movie. I think it's important to say that. It has now inadvertently killed the Mad Max franchise. Basically, I mean, like George Miller's old. You know, we're not getting another one of these now, I don't think. No. So there you go. I mean, that's the story, really. That's it. It's dead. We have probably seen the last of the Mad Max world. Maybe there'll be a game, maybe there'll be a comic book, who knows? But on committed to film in George Miller's lifetime now, no, that's probably done. And you know, you can thank, I think, largely a whole bunch of how these films get made as a reason for that, because I highly doubt that, you know, Warner Brothers would have chosen Mad Max over Furiosa. They would have gone, well, what do you have? Yeah, we'll do that one. We'll do that one. So what do you think, Culture? I'll go to you first because you've seen Furiosa, and obviously this is not a Furiosa discussion, but it is interesting that it's killed the Mad Max franchise.
Well, I think you and I speculated on the fact that this was going to happen because it's so underperformed. Yeah. I think that was the first thing that sprung to our minds is there's no way to justify making another one of these. And it's underperformed to a level that I didn't even think was possible. We're nearly 7 days in, if we get the results for today, and it hasn't even crossed $40 million domestic and likely won't, especially since today you have some competition that's entering the fray. It's a Thursday here in the States, which is a preview day. And, you know, the preview should have told us this wasn't doing well at $3.5 million last Thursday, a week from today, a week past. And it could just kind of fell off through, you know, the holiday weekend in a way that was kind of embarrassing and almost put it behind Garfield, you know, on the weekend proper. So I look at all the numbers and I there's no way to justify this. Yesterday on Wednesday, it is a slow going movie day for sure, but they only made about $500 per theater here in the States. And this is in 3,800 for theaters. So it's not like it's not a very wide release. You're not going to get legs out of this film. And in all likelihood, based on the studio that's, you know, pushing this thing out there, you're going to end up with this thing hitting streaming pretty quickly. Maybe not as quickly as The Fall Guy, but pretty quickly. And this is, you know, one of those times when, well, you kind of don't want to work for some of these companies. I mean, you know, if you were working, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think it's interesting, actually, some of the comments from supposedly industry experts. It just goes to show how utterly moronic these people are. They're so incredibly stupid. These are the same morons that thought Super Mario Brothers movie wasn't going to be successful. It grossed over $1 billion. What? Yeah. Who in their right mind? Who in their right mind thought the Super Mario Brothers movie wouldn't be successful? You utter mongs. It's like you're inbred or something. Anyway, so the comments from these people, very, 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 very stupid and very, very ignorant. So, well, essentially, they say this: Fury Road's opening weekend, Fury Roads, the split was 60% male to 40% female.
Yep.
According to sources with access to the exit surveys conducted by PostTrack, Furiosa's audience, 71 male and 29%, 71% male and 29% female. A worrisome decline and a startling number for a feature marketed as a female-driven vehicle. Do you know why it was 40% female for Fury Road? Because women absolutely, funnily enough, really love Tom Hardy.
Yep.
Funnily enough, they go out and watch men. Women don't go out and watch women. This has been proven time and time and time again.
Well,
they don't want to watch it. And they're like, color me shocked. It's a female-driven movie, but women aren't going to watch it.
Let me clarify, because you're going to get a lot of people that say, well, the phenomenally sized, huge portion of the audience was female for Barbie. You know, that was a female-driven thing.
Oh, but that's an outlier.
Completely different kind of movie.
Yeah, I know, but regardless, no, I agree with you here. But I'll say this, and something happened today in Hollywood that I wasn't anticipating. A 30-year veteran, the guy that was running Village Roadshow for 30 years, he just stepped down from the company. Now, do you know who the production financing company was for this film, in addition to Warner Brothers?
No.
Village Roadshow Productions. So you think this was a last straw? I mean, possibly. But I do know this: Warner Brothers is not going to be happy about eating this one.
No, but there's even more stupid comments as well. I think Furiosa suffered without Charlize. People who see the movie love it. The problem is getting them into theaters. She would have been able to do that. No, they wouldn't, you utter pleb. Charlize Theron is not a movie star. They didn't go to watch the previous film because of her. They went to watch Tom Hardy. What? These are the people that are supposedly experts. These are experts.
Why this franchise wasn't allowed to die after the Thunderdome, I've got no idea. I said about I thought that Doctor Who jumped the shark after the opening theme of the first episode in the 60s. I feel like Mad Max jumped the shark after the head-to-head Knight Rider showdown at the beginning of Mad Max 1. That was the best bit of all of Mad Max. That guy, I'm the Knight Rider, like that bit, and they're gonna it jumped the shark after that bit of the first film. No, I quite like the original, the old 80s young Mel Gibson Mad Max, like Mad Max 1 and 2.
Yeah,
like they're good. They're quite good movies, quite low budget, Australian. Like they're nothing brilliant, but they're quite good. They're fine. Why this has spawned? Why those films have spawned this thing that is now, Mad Max himself isn't in it or whatever, and it's just like this I don't know even what to call it, like some sort of zombie entity thing. I just hope it again. I hope it dies, and we're not subjected to any more nonsense.
Yeah, it seems like they're trying to take another IP that is primarily branded for male audiences and turn it into a female brand, like they're doing with Star Wars, and it's not gonna work. It is not gonna work. I mean, there are so many females out there in the space on YouTube that have talked about why they love these male-driven franchises, and it's because of the guys they like in it. And then, of course, the side character women they appreciate and like as well. But they're not wanting to see girl boss movies and full-fledged feminist female movies on stuff that they initially went to go watch because of the guys that were in it. Like Nate was saying, the female audience mainly went for the first one, probably one with their boyfriends. Second, because Tom Hardy was in there, so
yeah.
I mean, it just boggles the mind of what they're thinking over there at these studios.
Yeah. I mean, look, I will say this. The film was actually like a pretty decent film. The problem is with this film is the budget was absolutely astronomical. This film is not a film that it should never have had a budget like that. It should never have ever had a budget like that. And then it would have been pretty successful. You've got to get these budgets in check. Like you have to.
What was the budget?
And,
what was it?
Over where is it? Budget of at least 160 million before marketing. before marketing and at least 160 million. It's just too much. It's way too much for a film like this, for a niche film. You know, the film, it's not an offensive film. Like, it's as much a Dementis movie as it is Furiosa, blah, blah, blah. All this kind of, you know, I'm not going to get into the sort of semantics of it, but at least 160 million and then marketing on top. No, it's too much. Too much.
Can you guys ever see them doing the Notebook 2 and then the Notebook 2, you know, where the girl gets captured and he goes on a killing spree with all these terrorists blowing shit up, you know, cars crashing, you know, and he's going to save the love of his life. And, you know, like we got to draw more men into the Notebook 2, you know, like, well, what are they thinking? It doesn't make sense. Why would you do that?
They stole my notebook. Yeah. I will get it back. I will find you.
Prepare to die, bitches.
Yeah, the Notebook Part 6, and there's no original characters, and it's set in the First Crusade.
Yeah.
Let's just do that. Make that.
Oh, that's amazing.
Throw $180 million at it.
These people, man.
Oh, that's great. But look, basically, it's dead. They've killed Mad Max. So there you go. Good job. And I blame Warner Brothers, because I bet it would have been Warner Brothers. They would have gone, no, we want the woman one first, and then if that does well, we'll do the man one. I bet you anything. Anyway, any closing thoughts on this?
I'm not surprised by this anymore. Just not. No. I mean, the industry should have been paying attention when they started to get backlash in the first place and reevaluated their position, but they're so invested in their ideology that it's that they've decided is more important than money. I mean, it's the same conversation we had about Disney. So to me, it's same day, different day, same shit. You know?
Yeah. Chaos is Fun says, destroy a franchise, never send a man to do a woman's job. And I'd be interested to see Mel Gibson returning as an aged Max, depending on the story. I agree. I just don't think that has mass appeal, though.
No.
I think there's an audience for it, but not $160 million worth.
No.
Well, that's the discussion, right? You know, it's a niche thing to begin with. It's sci-fi. You have to be invested in the lore to understand at times what's happened or is happening. It's the only good thing about Fury Road. It moved the path a little farther along, so you understood kind of the world that around you. This one did a great job with its lore exposition, and some character background, but that was the best. That's the most praise I can give it, because it was far too long, and at times it was not delivering anything compelling. Again, not to turn this into that discussion, but I think that you're right. What's the appetite for a film at $168 million budget? Well, I can tell you right now, at a $50 million budget, this thing might have been in good shape.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, if it had that, for sure. All right, cool. Well, let's shuffle on.